Well, hello, hello, hello. How are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Good, good, good. I missed you all last week, but we are here to give you 2 weeks of review for Real Housewives of Potomac, and boy, they had some issues. Yes,
Exactly what I love. Exactly what I love. Let's get into it.
the drama. Let's get ready to talk that stuff. Yes. So I think the last that we talked, had done that whole pickleball debacle,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was when like NECA, well, she had already started that thing. Okay, my thoughts on her, I will just say, and I think I was gonna bring this up later, but since we're talking about her, I think clearly, well, I mean, I think we all know, of course, this may be one of my conspiracies, but she was definitely brought to the show to mess with Wendy. Like that's her storyline for sure. And another reason I think is because
Because I don't like Wendy right now. But continue.
you don't like Wendy?
I don't like Wendy right now. But
Okay.
continue.
But okay, you notice that Giselle hazes every new person that comes on the show. She has
As is
not,
her right.
it is her right, but NECA, she has not hazed, which is interesting because it was a, a platinum scheme that Tom set up.
You went to Todd? Come on.
Well, I just use that quote. But anyway, the ladies are getting ready to go to Austin. Ashley is planning this trip. And I'm like, out of all places, Austin, Texas, but I don't know. Ashley does weird things. So they're going to Austin. So her, Mia, and Giselle are shopping to go to Austin. And they talk about the whole NECA and her accusations about the shrine and all of that. And they believe her. So this is Ashley, Mia, and Giselle. They feel like they don't think she's lying. Like, Ashley felt like she conveyed it with such conviction, like, okay, Ashley is good for believing lies. So, of course, that's all it takes for her to believe that what NECA's saying is true. But they believe NECA. She's smart. She's a lawyer. And she just wouldn't lie. I don't know if you grew up hearing about lawyers, but didn't you always hear that lawyers were good at lying? I don't know. Did you always hear that? Or often?
Yeah. I'm
Or
not.
like that's their reputation that they're liars. So
hold up now. Not your dad is a liar.
I
said a liar. Your dad is a lawyer.
He's one of the few honest lawyers out there. Yes. So you can trust
So
him.
how can you cast aspersions like that? Come on now.
But that's how I heard it, because I was just like, well, my daddy doesn't lie.
Spin.
So Wendy and Eddie, they meet up and they just kind of discuss the whole thing. So, okay, I feel like there's some truth and some lies in all of this whole thing. Now, I do feel like Eddie went to school with this dude. The whole friend and unfriending thing that he got so mad about, I just thought that was weird. And yeah, I'm just like, okay, that was definitely storyline. And Eddie, I don't think he was prepared for it.
Poor Eddie.
But and Wendy, she may have gone on his page and unfriended the dude. Like, who knows? I definitely don't think that Eddie was like, let me unfriend him. It just doesn't seem like anything that he would. I don't know. It don't seem like he got time for that.
I kind of feel like we talked about this, but and I share with you, I unfriend a lot of people all the time.
I don't, but I don't know. I guess it just, I don't know. It's too much energy. Like, I don't have time to be thinking like, I don't know. I don't think about it.
But in my defense, it's usually people that I haven't talked to. Like, I don't even know who they are. Number one, I don't know who they are, and I haven't talked to you. Like, why are we friends on Facebook? Like, I want to be friends with other people. So let me delete you.
I'm making room for my real friends. But yeah, so he may have, but I just don't put that. But I think we did talk about it when the initial thing happened at pickleball. So anyway, NECA and her husband go to the doctor, and she, is trying to conceive. And I didn't realize she was 40 until I think one of the episodes she mentioned all her 40 years of life. But anyway, she talks about the shrine and all of this stuff again. And I thought it was interesting that, I don't know if you remember, but the doctor was Nigerian as well. Mm-hmm. And her husband is a doctor. And he's like in cahoots with the husband, like, Oh, your sperm count was a little low, but that's okay. You just need to do it more. I'm like, what kind of medical advice? Oh, you got to get up.
This always happens.
But let me make sure mine love, because I definitely be having one that's like, wake up from the weekend or something. I'm good. Okay.
No, definitely male-oriented society. Like, this is the science, but don't worry about that. Just have sex.
Nigerians are fertile. Y'all can do it. Just do it more. I'm like, So Mia and her husband go to counseling. Now, remember, well, I think you didn't know that they were currently having marital issues, but I guess they're bringing it into the storyline now. And it was kind of like all of a sudden,
where is this coming from?
Yeah, on the show. But anyway, during this, we found out that she had actually retained a divorce attorney. And her thing was, after he got voted out of the company, he was working too much and not spending time with the kids.
And you don't believe that. You don't believe that. You think it's about the money.
Yes.
I don't think it's about the money.
They lost a significant amount of money, and she didn't marry him for his great fathering skills, because clearly he cheated on his wife before. He didn't care about his other kids, so she did not marry him to be an amazing father. She married this old man because he had money.
I think that was a plus, a bonus. I think, but think about it. Think about it from this perspective. She's divorcing this man who now doesn't have a whole lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. So what is she gonna like? She's much. I'm not gonna say she's much older, because I don't know how long they've been married, but she's gonna leave him and have nothing. Like, what is she gonna fall back on? Like, is there some other man that she's?
Potomac.
Yeah, okay, but that only gets you so much money. That doesn't get. I mean, she has a certain lifestyle that she wants to live. So why do this?
And he's not helping with it. Well, okay, so apparently he is, and I feel bad because it sounds like he's really trying. Like, okay, he lost, I don't know how much money he was making, but it was significant enough to maintain her lifestyle. And now he has to do other stuff, whatever he's doing. And to me, if you were like an entrepreneur and stuff, you do have to work hard and build that up. So of course, he's not going to be home with the kids and all that kind of stuff. But I honestly feel like it's because the money ran out. And I don't know, I'm convinced. Just because of who Mia is. Like, yeah. So they did say this whole thing, which I thought was very interesting, that they had sold one of their properties and maintain a lawyer to kind of manage the sale of it. Now, this lawyer, after they sold the property, kept the money in escrow and then kind of ghosted them, and they weren't able to contact him and all this kind of stuff. And so they finally were just like, okay, we need to get our money. So they went, I guess, to the bar association or whatever, and he ended up being disbarred because of what he did, taking that money. And then he committed suicide. And so that had to be tough, because I mean, I don't think this is the first person he ever did this to, but the fact that you were, I don't know, active in getting him disbarred and him doing wrong, it's like to me, to kill yourself, you have to have some type of mental health, something going on at some point. Like, that could have added to it, but you didn't cause it.
And this is the point where I said, okay, so I was with you originally, but when she started talking about, oh my God, like he killed himself because of money, like, oh my, like this, like, I don't like this feeling, right? And at that point, that had me saying, okay, so it's not about the money for her. Like, for real, like, you know, like she's hurt because this man killed himself. And she even questioned, like, what was going on in his life that would make him say that, you know, killing himself is the remedy to his problems. And so at that point, I was looking at her like as a human, like a regular person. And I wasn't looking at her as a woman who's probably out for what she could get from these other men. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at her with fresh eyes.
So I do feel like she may have, to me, like something major like that happening it made her probably think like, man, this is just money. Like, it don't matter. Like, I agree with you on that. Like, I feel like she did have a real moment where it's just like, it wasn't even worth it. Like, if I knew this was going to be the end result of us trying to get this money, it wasn't worth it. However, I still think she married him for that money and divorcing him because he don't have it no more.
I think she loved, in her own way.
I do think she. Somebody I know. I won't reveal my sources, but they said married for money and you learn to love him later. And I think that's what she did. And she did finally love him. Like they have kids together and stuff like that. So I feel like she did love him, but it initially started on money. And once the money ran out, that love was like, I can love somebody else with a little more money. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, the ladies
she was looking in her DMs like, I can have that. I can have that. I can have that. I can have that. Right. Okay, like I see your point, but I'm still stuck on stupid. I'm gonna go down my stupid route, my naive route, as my mom said. You just too naive.
So the ladies go to Austin, and Ashley puts them in cars according to their astrological signs. Now I know you. I don't know if you still are, but you were into astrology at one point. Like I know, like I'm a Virgo, but I don't know if it's air, water, sea. Earth. I don't know what it is. Earth. Okay. Mm-hmm. So she put them, and I don't know which, whatever. Did that make sense to you?
It did.
Oh, it did. Okay. Okay. Because I was just like, I'm gonna ask him because he knows about this stuff. But so I don't know what this whole. Okay, I love Karen, and she had some great moments in yesterday's episode. But this whole pie situation about I put Robyn in a pie and. That one flopped. I'm sorry. I tried. I couldn't. So they talk about Candace and Giselle. So they I think Candace is open to, at least trying to work it out with Giselle, being cordial, maybe even speaking to her. And Giselle is like, I would never speak to her. And I'm trying to see. I know they kept flashing back to the comment that she made about her white looking butt, and her, what did she say? What about her uterus? It was something.
I don't remember what she said.
Yeah. So it was a read at the reunion, which is what they do. Did she do anything else that you can think of to Giselle that makes her like write her off totally?
That would make Giselle? I think it would, to write her off totally, no. Okay, that was a little strange. That was a little odd. I'll give you that. But
dwindling uterus. This was dwindling uterus.
I don't even think
it made sense.
I don't think that registered for Giselle. It was like, oh, okay, that was cute.
Yeah.
I don't think that registered. I just think it was just everything that she has said and done since. From her perspective, from Giselle's perspective, I'm trying to think from her perspective. It's like you're still harping on this, and I was just telling you how I felt. That's it. I was just telling you how I felt in that moment. And I wasn't necessarily, what Giselle was saying was, hey, I'm getting all these reports. And this is also what happened to me. I'm not saying that there's fuel to the fire, but I am saying, just have a conversation with your man. And then it blew up and it became what it was. And so Giselle was just like, I'm just not going to talk to you.
Well, to me, like Giselle's accusation, to me, that's a huge accusation. And apparently it affected him professionally. Like to me, like to say someone's man, like had you in a hotel room or whatever, and he didn't do it. Like, it's almost like I can see why.
But she specifically said the man did nothing to her other than made her feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. But then she added sauce to it. Remember when she added sauce saying he was a sneaky link and something else she said, but I don't know. I can see why Candace wouldn't want to talk to her, but I just couldn't think of what Candace did to Giselle that was so bad. I mean, it could have been after the show because I didn't catch up on all the blogs because that Candace can read people, so who knows what she said. But Robyn and Mia talk, and this when I didn't realize Robyn and Mia were close.
Neither did I.
Yeah. So
but it says something about Robyn, like behind the scenes, a lot of them seem to be close to Robyn.
Without Giselle, yeah. Now, I do think, of course, I always think it's conspiracy. This story was not the first time like Robyn had heard this because she doesn't do very good with reactions, like shock and whatever. And she's like, oh my God, like, and then she said something later, like, so basically, Mia shares with her about the whole thing. Basically, Robyn had gone through the same thing with the lawyer, and Mia shares her story. Robyn acts shocked, but then later says in the same conversation, because you told me blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, so she's heard this before. And I thought that before that. But anyway, long story short, Robyn went through the same thing with very similar situation, which is odd and crazy. I'm like, what's going on with these lawyers in Maryland? But Robyn's lawyer or accountant, whoever it was,
I think it was an accountant
from them. Yeah, he committed suicide as well after he stole the money, and he jumped off a bridge. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so, and I mean, no matter how you feel about it and how they stole your money and stuff like that, when it's a life, I can just imagine the weight, if you feel like, oh my gosh. So anyway, they're in Austin and everybody's meeting up on the pool deck. They're still talking about this shrine. So, this is what I could get from the story because I was so confused. I'm just like, what? Okay, so Nneka's cousin-in-law, which when I think about who my cousin-in-law is, it's like my cousin's wife. Is that what that is? A cousin-in-law?
Your husband's cousin's wife. Or your husband's cousin's husband.
Oh, so your husband's cousin could be a cousin-in-law, or your cousin's significant other. Could be
something like
in-law. Okay. So I was just trying to think. I didn't think about my husband's cousin. That's even further off. I was thinking more like my cousin's husband or wife. But in any case, either one. Because I was thinking like your in-law, oh my gosh, they really know each other. But then when they put cousin-in-law, I was like, okay, that's a little further removed. Because she specifically said my in-law to make it seem like they were closer. So I can see somebody knowing my cousin-in-law and not knowing me for sure. So that's not far-fetched. However, when she showed up at Wendy's daughter's thing, I was like, okay.
And Wendy said everything that she said about her.
Yeah. So Wendy knows this girl. It's not like somebody that just making up a story. Well, I shouldn't say making up a story. Now, I do feel like Wendy's sister and this cousin-in-law
ain't cool
no more. So of course, they can make up stories. So this is what I feel may have happened. Part of the stories are real. And I think Wendy was trying to remove herself so far from it that she forgot those details about like, yeah, you actually know this girl. So I do feel like that Nneka probably used, Wendy or some kind of way mention it to be on the show. I don't think Wendy was jealous, but Wendy may have felt a type of way about maybe how she used it, or felt like she may have been trying to get on the show to be an attack on her. So that may have happened. I don't believe that her mama was like a shrine. That whole thing I feel like was made up and kind of over the top to try to sell the story a little more, like put some sauce on it. Wendy's mama may have told the girl something, and it could have been even based on her not being friends anymore with her daughter. Like, who knows what all happened. So I feel like it's sprinkles of truth in there, but some over the topness with all the shrine and all that kind of stuff. But Wendy's mama, did you know about the post Wendy's mama did to for Mia? I think I wrote that down. Well. Ugly inside and out, crater face Mia. A bombastic, ignorant wannabe CEO to hell with Mia and Peter, Holy Ghost fire and thunderstorm. Amen. So I don't think it's witchcraft. I think it's in church terms, like church folks, like that be over the top. And it's almost like you feel like you're so righteous and no, Wendy mama. You don't put no Holy Ghost fire on somebody that and then talk about like a dog. No. So yeah, it's a little imbalance with that. But yeah, so that was the end of the episode. They we're kind of still arguing about that. Now, I thought it was interesting. That was a good point that Wendy brought up at the beginning of the next episode, that she gave that girl the whatever Gayle but she also gave Giselle one. So she must have just been handing them out that day. Did you notice? I noticed that Eddie, like when she was giving him that speech, and the girl was just standing there, and Eddie was pushing her like, okay, move. You ain't supposed to be like, it's supposed to be like a quick yes, and then keep moving. And so Eddie was kind of like pushing her forward to like, okay, keep going. So anyway, it wasn't like they know each other, but anyway, it was just interesting. So Wendy ends up calling this girl crackhead.
I think you're trying to find anything to make it seem like. But go on. Tell your story. Have we gotten to the point where you don't like Wendy no more? Okay, because I want you to talk about that. No.
Okay.
I don't. Not
So
yet. It's like at the very end. It's at the very end.
Oh, okay. And so they go on off. I mean, they end up having a good time. Candace goes to Neck and was like, look, if you want to talk about it, because I feel like it was something about what you said or whatever. And Wendy was like, look, if y'all talking about me, stop, basically. I keep my name out your mouth. I was like, okay,
so let me say this. So all throughout this entire story, like everybody is basically saying, I'm feeling Neka. I don't, in Candace's defense. To fend for in her defense, she wasn't necessarily saying I'm in Neka's camp. What she was saying was, I'm feeling you, I'm understanding where you're coming from. I don't necessarily believe you, but I feel where you're coming from. I feel the emotions that you're emoting, and I just want to check up on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I do get the fact that, you know, Wendy probably didn't hear everything that Candace said or was necessarily trying to do.
Yeah.
But she came in hot and saying, you know, like, if you my friend, you can't be friends with her. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. But continue.
Yeah.
That's not why I don't like Wendy. It's an accumulation of things. But
gotcha. Okay.
Continue.
I mean, because it's giving Giselle bullyish type of vibes where it's like, okay, you can't be friends with nobody. And okay, I'm trying to think too, like if somebody was talking about my mama and my friend is like trying to like console, you know, like and talk to them, I can see her feeling the type of way because I can see both sides of this. I honestly can. But I just feel like enough with this storyline. But yeah, because I'm just over it. So anyway, the ladies go to dinner, and we found out that Giselle needs readers, and Jason reads the menu for her. Now, I do feel like this relationship probably is a little real. I thought it was somewhat fake, but I think it's actually, I think it's not real like they're getting married, but real where they talk. Because there's been several instances where they show her talking to him, and it seems like stuff that you'll talk to your, man about it. It's not like, hey, we're on the camera, so let's just talk about something right quick. Yeah. So, and it's been several instances of this. So I feel like their relationship is something.
Okay. Yeah. Johnny come lately, but it's okay.
Karen mentions that she just gonna eat off somebody else's plate because she is too tired to chew. And this sparks a whole conversation about who swallows or not. And before you ask, I'm not answering any of these questions.
I wasn't thinking about asking.
Okay. I wasn't thinking about asking. I'll be like, where did that come from? And so what I noticed is those that were loud and proud about swallowing were having marital issues. So Robyn's the first one popping her hand up, and she said she's very good at it. What?
Okay, as far as my memory goes, Robyn was the only one that said that she swallowed. Everyone else said that they, that they do it and that it, it ends up in their mouths. I don't remember anybody else saying that they swallow.
Nneka, well, she not having marital issues.
Right.
Ashley said something about holding in her mouth. It was weird, but for sure Robyn said it, and she claimed like she was so good at it, and Karen's like giving the headlines. Girl, you don't know what you're drinking.
That was funny.
And Mia, I guess, had, but she stopped after she got married. I guess she did had to get that money, and then
Girl, you got to whip it out every now and then. You got to keep them. You got to keep them. Every now and then, once a year. Once a year.
Once a year.
Once a year.
NECA does. So we'll see how their marriage holds up. And then I mentioned Ashley. So Candace prefers to be peed on rather than that. And
she would prefer. She didn't say that she has.
That's true.
She would prefer to be peed on.
That's true. Clear it up. And Mia likes to eat groceries. Or not, shouldn't say like, but she does eat.
Oh, booties.
Yes.
I was like groceries.
You remember that song?
Yeah.
Anyway. But what I will say, it was really nice to see the ladies like interacting. So like they were all having a good time, nice to each other, kicking and laughing. So that was like a breath of fresh air after the last couple of scenes. So they go back to Robyn's room and she invites everybody. She said all are welcome. So everybody comes. What are you laughing for?
I'm just laughing about you. I'm not answering that question.
I had to stop you before you did. So, they go back to Robert's room. Giselle and Karen leave immediately. And then, Robyn is there with the girls. It seemed to me like she was having a good time. It didn't seem like she was like, oh my gosh, why am I here with these girls? Or why did y'all leave me? She was laughing. She was letting Candace borrow her shoes. And I don't know. It just seemed like they were all having a good time.
She clearly looked at it and she clearly wondered, what the hell is happening? What the hell is happening? Please continue.
I thought she said something in the
She did, but there was definitely a look.
Oh, okay.
It was definitely a look. And then also like the fact that she even brought it up. Like it was on her mind.
Well, it brought up what? Wearing the shoes or brought up what? What you talking about?
The fact that she was wearing her slippers.
Oh. But yeah, I think it was anyway. But so everybody was kicking and Candace was feeling good. Robyn apparently, I don't know, maybe I thought she was feeling good. So Candace was like, girl, we're gonna talk tomorrow. Because apparently they were friends at some point. So anyway.
So I will say this. The night before, she was willing to talk. The very next day, Robyn all of a sudden is unwilling to talk. Yeah. That to me was the surprise. Yeah. That to me was a surprise. Okay, we're on a trip. Okay, I'm gonna be cool with you. Especially the weird thing was that everybody went to Robyn's room, knowing how Robyn felt about each individual lady, and the fact that each individual lady came into the room at any point.
Yeah. Now, I have always said this, but I thought this before, I think the last couple of seasons, but I thought that Potomac people did what they needed to do to get their checks, but they were really friends behind the scenes. For sure, Karen and Giselle, they like, okay, we're going to talk about each other, whatever, but we good. And I thought everybody else had that agreement, but they don't anymore, for sure. I feel like they really don't like each other, like the ones that don't like each other. But I feel like Giselle had some, because the next day when they go to Ashley's room to paint vaginas, they discussed Candace, and Robyn was like, girl, I just can't be, well, Ashley was there too, like, I can't believe you let her in your room, and I can't believe she came or whatever, and Robyn was like, yeah, like acting different than she was the night before. And at this point, Candace hadn't done, like, I can see at the end of the day, her feeling like, no, we ain't talking. But at this point of the day, Candace hadn't done, it's like they left the night the way it was. And I felt like Giselle had some influence over how she felt about Ashley that morning. I don't know. What you thought?
Okay. I do understand how a friend can see things differently and they can influence you. I see that. I guess I just never saw that from Robyn.
Being influenced by Giselle?
Yeah, not to that extent. To where she would say, I don't want to be friends with you, unless the two of them,
not I don't want to be friends, because she was already not friends, but she was. I feel like she was open.
The possibility of a friendship with Candace is now closed. I'm not going to say closed, but the door was cracked open by. Huh? Yeah, it left ajar. Yeah, it was left ajar by Candace. But all of a sudden now, Robyn, she's like, no, close that door back.
Yeah,
that to me is the weird thing, because it would be unless she said, oh, this is just a way for me to get more airtime, and people won't say that I'm boring and all that other good stuff.
That could be it too. But yeah, I feel like Giselle had some influence. So it's almost like, like you this is probably like a bad example, but people that's in a abusive relationship, like when the guy gives them flowers and stuff like that, they forget about how.
So you think Giselle is the abuser in the relationship? Is that what you're saying?
No. Anyway,
the manipulator in chief. The manipulator in chief. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think we give Giselle much too much power.
Well, I think she has it over Robyn. Robyn, not over everybody, but Robyn, I feel like. So anyway, we get to this Robyn discussion. So, Karen asked, she was like, look, I want to make sure you're okay because Ashley gave you the penthouse room because, you've been going through. So I really want to know, how are you doing? And she was just like, well, I somehow came up that, what did she say? Somebody said she's dividing the group because, she said she spoke to whoever reached out to her or whatever. She's not dividing. She just kind of responded to whoever reached out to her. And Candace was like, look, I texted you. And she was like, do you know what I've gone through? I've been through effing torture. And Candace was like, so have I. And she was like, at my expense? Now, I don't know, all throughout this thing, I felt like Robyn was forgetting all of last season. I'm like, you don't remember, specifically, I remember the whole situation with the speaker at the table where she played Candace's Instagram live for no reason, I don't think, because it wasn't like she was retaliating or Candace had done anything to her at this point, I don't think.
No, Candace hadn't.
Yeah. But, and so now she was like, I haven't done anything to any of you all. And I'm like, huh?
But at that particular point in time, remember that clip that was shown?
Yeah.
It didn't, the clip that she saw, it was an edited version.
Yeah, it was clipped. Mm-hmm.
And so she was just responding to what she saw in that edited version. And in that edited version, she basically said that no one on the cast was whatever.
She didn't trust them or something. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so from her perspective, that's all that she saw. Like, and she played it like, basically, tell me what this is about, not knowing the full video.
Yeah, no, I get that, but she's playing innocent. Like she didn't do nothing. Like I didn't do anything to you. Like,
but that should have been easy for the two of them to get over. I don't understand.
What I'm saying is, my whole thing is Robyn is acting like she's never done anything on this whole show ever. So why is everybody like ganging up on her? And I'm just like, you kind of have done some stuff or whatever. But anyway,
she has. I ain't gonna lie. I'm talking about the pizza to
I forgot about the pizza game. Yeah,
and then the t-shirts.
So Karen was like, you're being tortured because you hidden your truth. Like you need to be accountable. And Robyn does the thing she always does. Y'all want to beat me up? Beat me up. Here I am. Hold me accountable. So like she did something similar with Giselle. Like, okay, guys, here, attack me, all this kind of stuff. And so this is my favorite part of the episode because when she stood up, I did look at the outfit and think, what does Robyn have on? And Karen was like, Robyn reminded me of a woman in a polygamy camp. The only thing that was missing was her bonnet. Boy, when she put that bonnet on, I was like, one is a good man. You just don't know.
Now, in Robyn's defense, it was her suite. 9 times out of 10, she probably just rolled out of bed, and that's what she was wearing.
Her and Ashley are together?
Yeah.
Together. Oh, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everybody else came in their robes. It was breakfast, but I mean, it was just funny. And she was just like, it was just so funny to me. Every time, like I rewinded that part, watched it about 5 times, and laughed hysterically every time. So this one, Karen, she gets a check. She got this one. So Robyn continues to say like it was a personal experience, and people were trying to make her out to be the villain. And Karen was like, you drug us into it when you put a price tag. You put that $5.99 on it. And remember they did the whole what was it where they put it on what is the thing called Patreon? Yeah. And so anyway, so everybody started like talking and she was like, can I talk? And screaming or whatever. And so she mentioned that this girl DM'd her and she didn't respond. The girl also DM'd Giselle, but she didn't want to see or know what was in the messages. And Candace was like, you didn't want to know or see? And she was just like, well, Juan no longer had the messages because he cleans his phone like crazy. He deletes everything. Like coaches will, he don't store numbers or anything. Coaches will call and he don't even know who it is. And she don't trust or respond to thirst buckets. I'm like, okay, girl.
So look, see, that's where you caught way more than I did. I didn't catch that last part because I was laughing. I stopped, I pressed pause and I recorded.
I saw it.
I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh my gosh.
I'm done.
It's like you're not
I can't believe nothing that Juan Dixon says anymore.
Right.
Nothing. You delete
I'm
all your
so glad Juan Dixon is not here.
You delete all your text messages. Look, so this is the thing. I happen to know that Robyn has an iPhone. And 9 times out of 10, a person with an iPhone, especially a husband like Juan don't care about whatever. So Juan is gonna have an iPhone too.
Mm-hmm.
I know this.
Mm-hmm.
I know this. That's just how it works.
Okay.
I was in a relationship. Oh, you don't care? Oh, you gonna have this iPhone. That's how it works. Okay. So no. He deletes his messages when you can keep your messages for years. I have messages from 2012. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can go back. That ain't what you said. So no. I don't.
And it takes effort. Don't it take effort to like go and make sure you delete, or you can set your phone up to just auto delete or something? Oh, okay.
All you got to do is this.
Oh, okay.
And it's deleted.
Gotcha. Okay. And like not saving contacts. I'm like, ain't you looking for a job? I want to save the coaches. At least save the coaches.
No. Okay, so the thing about this in an iPhone, you might delete it on your phone, but it's never deleted. It's never deleted.
Okay.
I mean, you got to go into Apple. You got to delete it from your laptop. But guess what? Even when you delete it from your laptop, it's still somewhere. It's still somewhere because when you get that new phone, all of a sudden all these contacts pop up. You be like, what? I thought I deleted this. Yeah, it's still somewhere.
Well, I will say Robyn is really sticking beside her man, like for sure. She's not helping him at all, but she gonna stick beside him, if nothing else. And I remember Ashley sticking beside Michael too, like this before they got divorced. But I don't think she's gonna divorce. I don't think she's gonna divorce Juan.
Juan. Okay, yeah, no, I don't think she's gonna divorce him.
Giselle did say in Robyn's
her man.
She loves him. And she said in Robyn's offense, if you trust somebody, you don't really need to verify what they're saying. Now, I believe that, if you trust somebody and it's just one accusation or somebody lying or whatever, whatever. I know my man. Time after time. And he got history of cheating. You talked about getting an infidelity clause in your prenup. You need to check, sister. You need to check. But anyway.
Look, let me tell you what an ex told me. He was like, oh no. He was like, all of a sudden, you go into the bathroom with your phone. You don't ever go into the bathroom with your phone. Put that shit out one time. I come back, he all up and through it. All up and through it. And then through that, you deleted shit. I ain't delete nothing.
You got the trust. Oh my gosh. So yeah. But that was interesting, that whole thing. So they split up and go to the distillery or the brewery or winery, depending on who.
I thought that was the end of the episode.
No. They go to the distillery and then half go booze shopping. And Robyn and Candace switched because neither one of them wanted to be on the other thing. So anyway.
Which I thought was nice of Candace.
Yeah. Very nice. And
see,
so
I give props to everybody.
Yeah. I think it's a Virgo thing. And so on the way, they ask Robyn if she's okay. This is in Robyn's car. And she was just like, people act like I did something to them. And that's when I just thought, like, you keep saying that. And you really did. I mean, you were TMZ with Wendy last season. I mean, she cut up last season. Remember? Remember when they was fighting and she was like, recording and grinning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't forgot. And then in the other car, Karen is asking the car if they feel like they got everything, from Robyn. And she was just like, basically they got everything that she was willing to give. And Wendy was like, look, I don't care. Her man can cheat. He can go whatever. I don't care. And that's interesting that
Wendy would say that.
I'll talk about that. Huh?
It's interesting that Wendy would say that.
No, that I'll talk about that later because this is Robyn. But anyway, the distillery. Oh, I was going to ask you. Have you ever had 150 proof of anything?
I didn't know that shit existed.
So I know in Jamaica they have overproof rum, but I thought it was like 110 that it is. But yeah, I've never had a 150. I don't know if I want to either. It seemed like it was deadly because they had a little bitty shot. Mm-hmm. It was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I talked about this. This is my conspiracy about NECA. What else I think? When they were outside of the distillery eating the whole bird, and Mia, being funny, she was like, that ain't your mama, is it? And Wendy was like, straight face, like, don't do it.
As she should. I was with Wendy. I was with Wendy on that one.
Yeah, leave my mama out of this. Keep your mama name out. Yeah. And so she mentioned something about Catholics having shrines, and it's something with Catholicism, like their saints have shrines. So if somebody said it's a shrine, it's not witchcraft. It's actually part of, I didn't know this. Nobody else did either. But she did say that the conversation was triggering for her because I guess growing up as a Nigerian and having a single mother and just everything that she had to go through and all things her mom sacrificed, that's her mama. So she gets emotional. So Mia agreed. She was just like, I'm going to leave it alone. So I will say this season, I'm liking Mia. So Mia, I think she had to grow on me. I do think she married G for the money, but she's funny when she needs to be. But she's holding herself a little more accountable this season. I feel like last season she was like no holds barred, and
she was trying to stay on the show. She's trying
to come on. She was like, I did what I need to do, and so she did get another cherry blossom or whatever they.
She was about to say a peach. I love it.
And so the ladies meet up for lunch from the place they went, and I thought it was kind of funny that I don't know how it came up, but Karen realized that she paid for Twitter Blue. Oh my God.
She lied. Because I paid for it. We both have iPhones. And look, it's a process.
Actually do it?
It's a process. You got to show your driver's license. You got to do all kinds of stuff. She lied.
Oh, because she was like, I was believing her.
Unless that white man did it for
that's what I was publicist. That assistant that pops up every once in a while, he may have been like, let me get her this blue check. And she talking about this was such an old lady, or like what she say, triple 20s, whatever. Move. I'm gonna call Apple Pay tomorrow.
It's a process.
Can you call Apple Pay? So anyway, Ashley talks about this divorce that ain't happening. And Candace mentioned, like, I know he plucked her off the curb and put her in the penthouse. Now, this divorce, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Then they ask, and this is Mia being shady, but it's what you want from the show. She asked Candace about the lawsuit. And Candace was like, look, I'm not speaking on that in this group. And Robyn was like, well, can we get a list of what we can and cannot talk about? I'm like, girl, you just got out the hot water. You need to hush. And Candace was like, let's be dense another day. Because you did it, Robyn. And that may have had something to do with Juan getting fired. Like, you made that mistake. I'm not making it. And she was like, no. Now she getting defensive because she done brought Juan back into it. See, Robyn, you were safe. You had to open that mouth. And, of course, Wendy was like, that's not a Title 9 or Title, what is it, 9 violation or something? Mm-hmm. I don't know what that is. But they felt like it had something to do with his firing. And she was like, the university knows what he did and they know he did nothing wrong and they're defending him. But then they also fire him. So that's why I'm kind of confused.
Yeah. What was said publicly was that his team was losing. Because his team was losing, they got rid of him. That's what was said publicly. How true that is, I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know. It could be. I do know they do fire coaches or let them go when they don't have consistent
winning record
season. So that could work too. But I thought it was interesting because NECA is an attorney, right? Isn't she a lawyer? She didn't speak up and say, no, actually, according to, whatever the lawyer statutes.
That might not be her field.
But that sounds like something general. I don't know. I don't like NECA, so I'm going to find anything I can. But, I'm like, defend your girl, Robyn. Tell her, no. But anyway. So
no, I will say this. Everything that Robyn said, it seemed to make sense.
That did. I mean, I will say that it does seem to make sense, but it also sounds like what Juan told her, and she just repeated it. It may not, it sounds like the lawsuit is still active because she was saying that the state, somebody defended him.
I will say this. Okay, so this is what I know. So anytime an institution defends you, and the only reason I know this is because I was sued. I wasn't sued. The fraternity was sued, and they named me in the suit. Okay. And what the fraternity told me was, we are not representing you. That's what they told me. We're not representing you. We're representing Alpha, right? Okay. You're an agent of Alpha, and so we're representing the fraternity. Now, if they decide that what they want to do is they want to sue you personally, at that point you need to have like your own counsel. Okay. So from understanding that and from what she said, what that tells me is Juan didn't do anything wrong. Oh, okay. All right. And you know more about this than I do. Only because of that experience. Yeah, but for sure. He may be innocent in this whole thing with the coach. But what he is not innocent of is this hotel Canadian girl. I don't care if you had a similar situation. He absolutely. I have. But you went up to the room, I'm sure. I really have. Wait a minute, you went and paid for somebody's hotel and left? Okay, that's what I mean. You ain't leave. So, okay. So anyway, they go head to Chicken Bingo. And that's a long answer. I know, but it's 2 episodes. It's 2. So it's the last scene. So Robyn's in the car saying basically she's not interested in conversation with Candace anymore because basically she insinuated that she had something to do with Juan getting fired, and starts crying and getting very emotional and playing the victim and all this kind of stuff. And that's when I was just like, wait a minute. I don't know, Robyn can't. Yeah, I'm just like, girl, don't her intro say she don't care? She talking about how much she don't care. If you don't care, you got to stand on that because it seems like you caring because you busting tears and look like she's gonna be on the curb. I have a question though. Those intros, do they make them up? Like when I say they, I mean the cast. Do they make them up, or is this something that the production gives and says we think this would be good for you? That's a question. Okay, I feel like it's probably a combination because they're all slightly corny. Like some of them are super corny and some of them are cute. I feel like they are like, okay, can you make yours up? No, can you help me? It's like, okay, well, sing high notes or something like Candace, because that was kind of corny. So I think it's a combination. Like if you can come up with your own, or it's a collaboration, but I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But yeah, but that was the end of the episode. So finally, end of the 2 episodes. So now, why don't you like Wendy? Tell me. Okay. So, Jesus, I forgot already. So, so there was a point that somebody had made, and someone said something towards Robyn, and Wendy's look at Robyn was more like, now finally you're in the hot seat. Now we all know this entire season Robyn is in the hot seat, right? Everybody knows that. But the look that she gave, in connection with everything else that we've been seeing, just made me say, Wendy, you are a vindictive, petty person. Very vindictive, very petty. And there's got to be a point where it's just like, this is shits and giggles. Like, I just want to laugh, or no, I want you to burn. And the face that she gave was, Robyn, I want you to burn. Burn about what? Burn because I remember her giving was when she said Juan deletes everything from her phone, and she was like, it was something else. It was a different. Oh, okay. Somebody said something And then they cut to Wendy and her face. And then Robyn responded.
Okay.
That was it. And the only, okay, so look, if a person is coming to the defense of their husband, most of these wives have done that. Most of them have done that.
Yeah.
Right? At some point, ladies, men, when you come to the defense of the person that you're with, you're coming to the defense of them because you're saying, I still want to be in this relationship with this person. Don't begrudge the person that. You know what I'm saying?
That's not enough to not like Wendy. I got to see the face though.
That is more than enough. Look, a petty, vindictive person will do just about anything. Anything.
And then look, okay, to me, okay. And I have to go back and watch and see what you're talking about to see whatever. But I feel like they can edit looks because I don't know if you've ever been in scenes where they'll show something before the commercial and they'll show faces and then they'll show the same scene, but they'll add a little extra to it. And then it'll be, to me, so I don't know. I
don't give a damn. I don't like Wendy.
Okay. So we'll see if Wendy can redeem herself in the upcoming weeks. Hope you all enjoy. I know we were
unless she get into that fight and she the one beating everybody up. Then I'm gonna like her just because.
Yet to come. And somebody said that may or may not be in the show. That's got to be in the show, right?
Why wouldn't it be? Everybody saw it.
That's what everybody waiting on.
Exactly.
Because that wasn't in their previews. That was somebody that was there recording.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, and hopefully, so let's say that, all the cameramen left. Let's just say all the cameramen left and they don't have any footage of it. They're going to show what everyone has seen online.
Okay. Yeah. They better. If they don't, I'm done with y'all because you need to show that. But anyway, I'm glad you guys were here with us, and I want you to comment, and subscribe to Talk That Stuff. And we'll be back next week with more Real Housewives of Potomac and the drama that is that show.
Y'all have a good one. Bye.